all over the place. We're in a game where life is simple.
I called Janko Dan and I thought I was Janko.
You thought you were Janko, you assumed his identity.
I'm definitely not. I tried to be Janko, you know, went to Serbia, drank some rakia. Definitely wasn't like Janko.
Mirage.
That's nice crossing here, Janko. I'll continue though. Envy are going to kill JZFB. They've got 5 plays of Kevlar and they're killing more people, Dan. Over to you, Dan.
Well, here they go. Here they go. Bomb has been planted. And got, ooh, nice little frag coming in from apartments already. And things looking tough here for Dignitas to get in, but they've done more from worse positions on the last map, and they are doing very well here. 3 kills in a row, just leaving Happy now, as so often is the case. And he's just tapping away, patience. But there's a defuse going on, so Happy's got to get his skates on here. Defuse comes in. Oh, that's so close! 1 second left, and maybe Happy's actually pulled this one off. I don't think there's a kid anywhere. Oh my god, what is this? What a Janko! What is going on, Janko?
EV plays.
Why are you asking me, Dan? Why am I supposed to talk about what happened?
Hey, this is what we do to Threat.
I have no explanation for this.
We'll be like, okay, Threat, there's 3 kits on the CT side. Why do you think, what are the merits of 3 kits? And then he'd be like,
I was going to say that Sean Gears made a video about pistol rounds and it showed how they have 5 Kevlars and that's all nice. They get control of the bomb site, but then don't have anything to combat the retake. But then still Happy just manages to get and kill the diffuser with his teammate that was supposed to cover him. So sometimes CS is pretty inexplicable. Then EnVyUs won the round.
I'd say don't blame CS, blame the human beings, blame CS. It's human error.
Is this another one of your existential crises, Dan? You cannot trust your fellow man, but you can trust the game.
Yes. Well, yeah. Why not? That makes sense. That sounds logical.
It actually does make some sense.
How about you, James?
I'm just to leave it to you guys. I'm good.
You're just gonna sit there, are you?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Stretching my knee right now.
How's it going? Is it good? Well, let's see how it goes for Config. He's in a good position here. Rubino is actually going to pick up an AK there in Palace, and you can see this is really smart from EnVyUs. They changed their plan immediately. Some teams would actually try to force the issue there and not adapt to the situation,
well, they
but
do
immediately.
Have Happy to kitchen though.
That's also a very, very good point.
That helps them a lot to make this decision. But
Indeed
yeah,
it does.
I mean that pistol round, it just shows you again. I'm not sure if Dignitas had a kit. But if they had, the players obviously couldn't pick it up. It was far away because they could have just fake defused and baited Happy. They knew where he was. It was not to be, and they lose the all-important pistol round. But they save an AK in this round and still have 3 deagles. So EnVyUs not out of the woods just yet.
Have you ever been in the woods, Dan? I mean, Janko.
Of course. James, what kind of question is that? I was raised in the woods.
Well, it's good to know, Janko, not Dan. Got it right this time.
You could just call people Dan and not Dan.
Not Dan, yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, not Dan. Tell me about this.
Have you ever been in the woods, James?
I've been in the woods, yeah. I have.
What did you do in the woods?
Walked through the woods, Dan. I had a picnic on top of a mountain. And I walked through some woods on the way there.
With some cheese, of course.
There was cheese, there was some pâté, there was some bread, obviously. It was in France, of course. And it was a baguette, in fact. It was a baguette.
Speaking about baguettes, EnVyUs.
There is a snake of CT players moving towards the B bomb site.
What is going on right now? Snakes and baguettes. I'm completely lost. Thought this was Counter-Strike. What's going on? All right, so it's going to be interesting because they're going to go into potentially move into the stack here for the information play with MBK. He's going to actually check that. He has only got a P250, so he'd be one of the ideal players to kind of sack himself for info. And again, as mentioned, it's really nice that Dignitas were able to save a lot of what they purchased in the previous save round. So also including the AK that Rubino picked up in Palace that he still has. So
considering what they have, the CT side, I think this buy might be a bit scary for Envy in the fact that 2 of their players have only got pistols. I'm a little bit worried, and they do appear to be moving into the stack then. And I mean, this could get pretty difficult. They still have a minute on the clock, and Dignitas aren't really revealing their ultimate evil plan. just yet, although you see some movement now, and it is Happy who's close with the Mac 10, and he needs to be. So far, so good. Rubino goes down. That's the AK taken care of, and now we see the Dignitas players getting cleared out. Had a player on the boost position. No kills yet for the Dignitas side. It will be a clean sheet after all for Envy.
Yeah, that was not what I expected when EnVyUs decided to go B. It seemed like Dignitas had the perfect read and had some good bait setups as well, but not able to hit the shots and get the kills, and pretty clean round for EnVyUs. And we see MSL actually on the off and not Cajun, so they're deciding to stick to their guns, so to speak, for now. He's going for an aggro play towards the A apps.
Well, MSL hasn't spotted anything just yet, but it looks like he's got a feeling, a clue perhaps. He's got a clue, but maybe not. He's going to toss the smoke down and give up the aggression, the forward position, and Happy will go unknown in that spot. And it looks like MBK is going to win the 1 versus 1 here in B apps. So early round advantage for the EnVyUs side. Now, what is the best way for them to play this situation out? It looks like they want to go for a take in the middle now. Oh, lining up a bit there, and Kenny S is actually going to take down a Devil, and that is not a good, that's not a good sign for EnVyUs, although it does still move to 4 versus 4, so they're still in a good position. MSL, very key frag for him to make here. If he's able to get a quick one. Oh, this is very dangerous. He's got no Kevlar, 2 HP. MSL barely escaping with his life, and considering he has the AWP as well, very important for him to live, for his team to have any success. But now, perhaps a fast play towards the B side is more control this game by EnVyUs.
There's still potential for the split to be successful here. KTB is stuck between a Rock and Kenny S, and it will be Kenny S to take him down through said Rock. So only MSL and Rubino remain. MSL down to 2 HP, so there are decisions to be made here by Dignitas, and indeed, Rubino is moving his way into T-spawn, and now MSL will make a run for it as well. So Envy will move to 4, surviving with 3 plays in this particular round.
Yeah, just getting picked off mostly in this round, especially Config dying without any contest, and seeing as, you know, I mean, it was an okay buy for Dignitas, but at that point it was hard for them to react somewhere else. EnVyUs had a good call to go for a B split, and Dignitas could only save at that point. So it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to buy up after this round or just get some pistols and focus on the next round.
We'll see what Dignitas can do with what they have in the hole. MSL, where is he? Okay, here we go. Going into the window, one would presume. But no early engagement here, so Envy putting a lurker into Palace, like Taz used to do for the Palestine versus Pro. Don't see him there too often at the moment. It doesn't work out for MSL in the mid area. So Config's got a scout, but other than that, not much doing here for Dignitas. Rubino is still in play with DM4 and full Kevlar. Not sure if he was seen there. It seems that he was, and he can do nothing about this. Cajun B gets a consolation frag. That said, it is a 2 versus 3 now, so there is potential. Config upgrades his scout for an AWP, and the bomb's being planted for him, but he doesn't check the angle in time.
Yeah, he's going to go down as well, and looks like the round is pretty much over here for the EnVyUs side. But so Janko, what do you think about MSL's individual play there? Because he had 2 choices after seeing nothing in middle. Either go for information and commit himself and obviously be in the position where he's going to be against opponents potentially and die maybe, or be out of position, versus playing more defensively and having less information, but definitely not dying.
Well, considering they only had 2 guns, he felt that he has to make a play, and I mean, the problem was he didn't hit his shot. He had the advantage there. He was holding the right angle. If he hits those 2 shots, it might have been a whole different story in this round. But he doesn't, and Dignitas lose yet another round, 5-0 down now. And still MSL with the off and Cajun on the M4.
Yeah, that's one of those positions where if you have a simple on your team, it's like, here, simple, have this AWP. He can win rounds like this for you, but MSL's not necessarily known for super high skill ceiling, but his merits are quite humongous in other other regions, such as leading his team. We'll see that on the second half, I'm sure of it, in particular. But for now, they are stuck on the defense on the CT side, and just like a set piece coming in here from EnVyUs.
Yeah, well, the top mid play is not working out for them. Tensky coming in with 2 huge frags, and EnVyUs still stuck in the choke point here towards Tetris, making their way through. NBK coming in from the back, and that flashbang's going to be perfectly timed. So he'll get a flag and make his way all the way back. CT, though, is still in control of config, so this crossfire is working out slowly but surely for the CTs until that 2-man spray line comes in from Apex. And the 3rd kill. Apex causes absolute savagery in this round. Looking so good for Dignitas, and he just got torn apart at the end. The flashbangs were perfect almost every time.
Yeah, and they also had a good reaction trying to be more aggressive towards mid. They were in a 5v3 basically, got 2 free kills from Tensky, but then maybe a bit too aggressive in their play, and that great timing from Apex with that flash just cleans up the round in the end. You need to play more passively after you get those 2 initial kills, right? Not allow for something like that to happen, because obviously the T's need to make an aggressive play, and that's the most common one. Flashing yourself in the smoke on stairs, pushing there or pushing CT spawn, but they were too far away for that. So Dignitas should have expected that and played it more passively, and they would have had probably a perfect round if they had.
Yeah, instead of making their life easy, though, things get a little bit more difficult as they are down to an eco if they lose this round. That's a great entry once again from Apex. Apex is really shining so far in this first half of the second map. And it's always scary when Apex is on. Kenny S as well, been pretty decent so far in this series. He'll be opening things up as well. So already losing 2 players, maybe Dignitas are even starting to think about like stacking a site now and saving if the T's don't go there, because that's going to happen, and there's no chance really for them to get back into this round realistically. The argument to save is very high, but so it looks like we're going to get KGB just running in, and that seems a little bit odd.
Yeah, they just got picked apart yet again, and Config not having a single kill. I think his mission is now not to be James Bond.
Good luck with that. Oh, well, there we go. Nice, almost getting 2.
Saves it last minute. But yeah, this was a pretty weak buy for Dignitas. In my opinion, it's still not at that point where they have to force every round. I would have preferred if they went for an eco or maybe go for a full eco there, and then if you lose the next gun round, you will still have a good buy in the following round, right? Because you will have some money in the bank. But now they go for the pistols, and it's probably going to be 8-0 for EnVyUs. And Dignitas will have to try and salvage this half somehow.
Indeed. Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. EnVyUs steamrolling them so far, really having their number on the T side. I mean, again, Dignitas known for their T side strength, but I mean, the whole point
you need
is
some CTs.
exactly.
You need something to work with, right?
Exactly.
I would like for Dignitas to maybe have an op towards B, maybe even go for double op or op on B and an auto sniper on A, and then have 3 rifles aggressively on mid, flashing mid and fighting for that mid control basically early on. Be a bit more aggressive in their play, and then play retake for the bomb site.
Well, B site's been cleared out here by the T's. Tensky though, we've got a flash coming in from a teammate from the A site over connector, and Apex will get taken down towards top mid. So it's a 3 versus 3, and you can see Rubino's got an AK. We'll see what Apex had once the players get top mid. They haven't chosen to retrieve it if he did have a weapon. So we've got 2 players on short now, including the AWP onto Rubino. He has Kevlar as well. Tensky coming in wide, and Rubino's committed, and he's unable to get anything done there. I think if Tensky goes down before Rubino commits, then maybe he goes for the save instead. MSL trying to get some hot shots there, but he will get nothing done either. So EnVy surviving with 3 players once again. Money's not a concern for them at the moment, being 8-0. Dignitas at max loss bonus will eke out 2 AWPs in this round. So KGB going to join the fray. We'll see what kind of difference this can make.
There's almost $16,000 on Kenny S. That's pretty nice. He's only got 4 kills so far as well. He's only died once. Okay. Alright, we got the open mid there now on Dignitas. Again in himself. And KGB has picked up the opens. I guess we'll see him towards the shorts here, but the fast push in from EnVyUs straight into the A-bomb side could cause issue here for Dignitas. Then the Cell's going to pick off Apex like a clay pigeon there, but the frags go straight back in favor of the French side, EnVyUs. Now as Rubino's left to try to defend, behind the smoke is going to actually go a little bit too deep there. And Rubino gets a couple free engagements, only will take one frag out of it though, as EnVyUs try to take over CT spawn, and MBK will be able to do that. So not much for CageNB to do here probably, unless he's able to get a sneaky frag from a peak. Wow, nice. Great flick from CageNB, and that is Happy dead. Config might actually have a chance to get in here now, not having to worry about the player behind him. In he goes though, 2 players with a crossfire. One is going to peek out blind though, it's MBK. That's going to allow Config to almost get 2 frags. Now CageNB with a chance right now. Has to hit the shot, he's got no kit as well. This is a problem, gets the no-scope, but where's the kit? There's no kit, James. And there's no chance.
Yeah, the other player had the kit. He chose to push CT. Just didn't work out for them, and the score will be 9-0.
Yeah, that's not good. It's also, you also had the 2 EnVyUs players in CT spawn when the bomb wasn't planted for that position, which was again awkward, but good read for them. Probably expected some shenanigans from Dignitas towards mid. Just went for a straight up, basically a rush through ramp, managed to get entrance into the bomb site, and after that it was just up to them to play the afterplant situation accordingly, and now they go for a B-rush.
Well, there's a crossfire here for the CTs. KGB playing very strong position, 2 kills for him. He's still got 12 bullets in the magazine, and while he just bides his time behind the wall there, his teammates will stream in to help him. And indeed, he will take down Kenyas to make it a 3K. Happy will find himself a top mid, miles away.
He's going to run, James.
W will be pressed down.
He's just going to run all the way.
W will be pressed.
Here we go.
What a surprise.
So far, so good. Can get himself another 1 versus 1, but he won't win it. And it will be rescued for Dignitas.
You know, a lot of people are talking about this swap and how maybe Astralis got the better of it. I think it's basically it will benefit both teams. Maybe it will take some time for Dignitas because of their structure, but CageNB is an amazing player. He can be a superstar in any team. It felt like he was uncomfortable maybe in Astralis for some time, didn't give the performances he could maybe, and that we saw from him earlier. So, and I think he's showing it in this match exactly what he's capable of, especially on Dust 2.
Yeah, I actually agree with you as well, due to the fact that CageNB is going to be able to lend himself to the AWP more, and that was something that was somewhat lacking in some regards for this team. I mean, okay, you can see Rubino AWP and MSL AWP, but you can see it's going quite well here so far. Dignitas in the early stages, finally winning some of these opening battles. Only MSL down, but a 1 for 2 is certainly a good spot for the CTs to be in. You can see them playing quite passively on B and as well on A. Very far back positions. The bomb is dropped in mid, and there you go. CageNB is going to find himself just a slither of NBK to click down with the AWP. Interesting position now here for EnVyUs. They need a good, strong individual performance, but Happy can't get anything done. And Apex starts to realize that it's probably all over for him in this round. And there it is. In comes the peek and the flash, and that's the frag in the round. Dignitas stringing 2 together, that's good for them.
Yeah, now it's a bit better from Dignitas, actually being more aggressive towards that mid area, not allowing EnVyUs to just get control there, but still, as you mentioned, their economy is really strong. They have another full buy even after losing 2 gun rounds in a row, so it's really gonna be difficult for Dignitas to win the remaining round, which I feel they have to have something to work with in the second half.
So EnVy going for a creep, a very different approach, and I'm really interested. This looks like it's going to be a war of attrition because the CTs are all playing close as well. So who will this favour? We've got 1 CT behind the smoke. Actually, that might be a big play coming in later on as it develops. Indeed, Rubino will come in through the smoke to take down Happy and the bomb. That nade will hit Kenny and Apex. CT and Sandwich as well, an off-checked place for the T's. Kenny is alone. So a very fast round. Dignitas surviving with both AWPs intact as well, that's important. So despite being at least 8-0 down, maybe 9-0 down, 9-6 is possible.
I think this is just an example of how a good read can win you the round. Dignitas had 4 players towards the A-bomb side, and they were playing in these close-up positions, and what EnVyUs did was exactly what Dignitas expected them to do, and they had the perfect counter for it. And they got an easy round win and actually forced EnVyUs to go for a quasi-buy with only pistols and armor.
There you go, CajunB gets to work with the AWP, falls back a little bit, has some cover. Great shot there from Cajun, and he's definitely been connecting, looks very confident. And I certainly agree that this could end up being better for both teams. I'm quite excited to see developments for both teams and with the new players that they have picked up. And I mean, well, it feels like there's light at the end of the tunnel now for Dignitas. It feels like if they can pick up the next round, maybe the next 2 rounds, then they can actually have something to work with to get that T side going. And we know that it can be strong. So we might be in for a very close game if this keeps up. And we'll see Happy, usual things there, just moving into Palace. But otherwise, very, very passive default here. Oh, wow, got to be careful. CajunB almost hit. Did he actually hit? I don't think he did, no.
He almost got a 30 bomb on the previous map, actually, which I don't think we mentioned. CajunB, so yeah. I do think this is a good swap for both sides as well. MSL gets taken down, so we'll see. CajunB answers back pretty quickly, though, onto Apex. 1 for 1. You can see Happy lurking over towards the Palace position, and he's going to get a frag onto Tensky, but again, CajunB is going to keep trading for his team, keeping them in this particular round. Bomb is in mid at present. In fact, all the T's are. But there's a bit of a gap.
Yeah,
Although,
smoke hit Cajun.
indeed, if he peaks that, he's going to be completely exposed. It would be very unfavourable, and he will think better of it. Bomb rotating towards the B bomb site now with NBK, cutting off. I think he's smoked off connector there, which means he can move up short if he wants to. I think that might be his ultimate plan. He can choose to lurk and cut off any rotations, but also just go through the smoke and try and flank the CTs. You can see CajunB, here's NBK jumping around though. So he's keeping these players entertained towards A while there's only 1 person at B.
And Cajun will get this shot. Yes, he will. That's the 3rd one for Cajun. What a round from him. Really lending strength to the CT side of Dignitas. And Kinius will get the bomb planted. The config is going to take them both out. And I'm starting to think now that, with CajunB, if he's going to be able to have this degree of freedom with the AWP, maybe it'll change over time. But one of the things that Dignitas always needed was better CT sides. And having someone that can be, a high fragging AWP type style, it's something they've never really truly had, I don't think, in the last few months. So, I mean, Kirby is an amazing player, but you don't really see him on the AWP. That's not really his style as much.
Definitely not. The only thing with this trade is that Kirby has been playing out of his mind recently and really had monster performances. If you talk about this trade 6 months ago, maybe, everyone would be saying that Dignitas got a way better deal, right? But recently Kirby has been performing really well. But as I said, if you need to swap Kirby, well, CajunB is a pretty good, pretty good swap.
Although I think he was in the shadow of many players on Astralis, and I think, as you said, wasn't really space for him to spread his wings, and we're seeing that now. Early days though, and the push comes in middle now from EnVyUs, looking to get these positive trades, but they are going to lose 2 players.
Well, now everyone's trying to figure out what is the play here for the T's, and it seems to be a split towards B bomb side, but CajunB has yet more to say about this, almost giving Happy a bit of a haircut there. He's left with not much HP, but there's 2 to find. There's one, Kenius going down. Happy last man standing. Doesn't opt to go for the wallbang there. That is a very penetrable wall. 4 versus 1, so not much Happy can do here. This is the last round of the first half, so he's got to go for it, and he is going to get wrecked.
Really smart, dynamic play from CajunB with the AWP in this map. Like he took a lot of aggressive decisions while still not taking them stupidly. Like not putting himself in spots where he had to go completely just out of his mind on the skill scale, but making smart choices, moving around a lot, and showing his dynamic ability with the AWP. And that was really nice to see.
Definitely took some time for Dignitas to adapt and start winning rounds, but it was a good effort from them in the end. It's hard to string 6 rounds in a row after being down 9-0. We saw that EnVyUs had a great economy going for themselves, but it seems that they stepped up a bit individually as well, had a couple of good reads, and now with pistol, this still can be a close game.
Yeah, Dignitas just need to pick the right round and hit the headshots. There is no, well, it's just Kevlar's, only Kevlar's on EnVyUs, so no kit, but they're going to go with 3 players towards B, so they're going to meet this head on.
Or speaking of heads, Dan, all I'm seeing is heads getting popped from both sides. 4 kills, 4 headshots here, and we're seeing yet more. All headshots, Dan. There are 2 players left for both sides now. The CT's coming in from the shop area, and everything slows down after a massive start there. Bit of a tag coming in on one of these players. Devil goes down as well. There's Apex versus 2, and everyone's going to get shot in the face in this round. But the pistol will go to Dignitas.
This is maybe the one problem I have. I'm not sure who was the third player on B that was below the window. That was the Joker player, so to speak.
I think it's Happy.
Yeah, and he does this always. When they bait for him and he's on the porch as well, he always sticks with the USP, with the silencer. But you see there, if you miss the first shot or two, it's really hard to be efficient with close range. That's why I always prefer if that player has a 5.7 or a P250 or a CC. But it seems like Dignitas is looking for attack here.
But do they have the nades? Do they need the nades? Looks like they have the shots, and that will suffice in this situation. Although losing a couple players, it's down to a 3 versus 1. And then DK actually finds himself a frag here with the armor that he has. And is there a weapon to be picked up there? I'm not sure if there was.
I'm pretty sure I thought I saw an AK there.
Right.
Maybe I'm going crazy. I'm sure.
Indeed.
Dead now, of course.
Round for Dignitas, but again, you see miscommunication there from EnVy. Devil just staying on top of balcony watching apps, but no one is watching ramp for him, and he just gets shot in the back like a noob, Dan.
In the back, like a noob. Dan. Well, again, we've got the snake moving into the B bomb site here with all the CTs. They're going to... See, that's smart. Most of the time, I always get tilted when I'm playing like a pug or something, really, and you don't break the window. Because you're like, we're not here. And the other guy's like, I'm going to break the window.
Says James, who tries to knife people in pistol rounds in 1v1s.
See, I told you.
I apologize, Janko. All right, I said sorry already.
He doesn't remember most of these situations as well. He often talks
it's
about
because they're
knifing people.
then.
And then I bring up the fact that he does these ridiculous situations, like we're in a match where we just win a round. He's in a 1 versus 1 where guys defusing. So I'm going to try and knife him. The guy stands up, shoots him in the face. Oh, we go to overtime now, guys. And it's MR5, let's go.
Look,
just wanted to have some fun.
I'm on the road, 16,000 stat track knife.
Now we're going to play MR5.
6,000, sorry.
Overtimes.
Yeah.
Don't you like MR5 overtime? I like it.
Yeah, I guess that's the only reason why it's still in face. It's the knife.
Nice.
There we go. That's a value play.
That actually makes sense though, Jay.
It's a value play.
But you don't play for knives. Like knife opportunities present themselves. You try to force the knife opportunities. That's the problem I have with you when I'm playing with you. Like because if you play with James, he's got knife setups. He's on every map. He's got numerous knife setups.
While on the other hand, EnVyUs has a double op setup here with Kenny having 7k after that knife kill, but Dignitas just going for a fast A push with MSL taking mid control by himself, and you can see how he draw the attention of Devil. But is the timing going to be good? Ooh, that's big. That's a
bit unexpected, but Apex, yet again, is causing problems here for Dignitas. The score's currently tied 9-9, but Config, there's so much for him to do. The bomb is down in the middle of the site. Bomb is exposed like a I looked at Janko and said, Dan, again, I apologize. I can only say sorry, Janko.
You can only say sorry so many times, James. But yeah, here it was interesting because Dignitas was off by maybe 3 or 4 seconds with their push. It's really hard to hit the timing there. The idea was to draw the player who watches connector obviously towards mid so that the players are running out towards the A-bomb side only have to deal with one CT player, and after that they can smoke off the others and play the afterplan. But they were a bit too late. Devil was already back into the A-bomb site. Even with that great kill from Cajun on Kenny, still wasn't enough.
Yeah, Cajun with the first shot and the second actually, and he's going to go down.
Glocks. Pulling an MSL right there.
Yeah, he's gone down to Glocks.
That is a big deal, but with the AWP actually, well, it finds its way to Cajun's hands. He's going to try to get into a better position. He's going to just sprint back through underpass. And, okay, he got pursued by Happy. That's actually very smart. Not allow Cajun to get out of that position. Into a better one, and looks like only 2 frags to rule him out there for Dignitas. So
in
Dignitas,
the pursuit of happiness.
Good movie.
Get it?
Yeah, but
maybe?
Happy was the pursuer.
I
not
know,
the pursued.
I know, but it's the best I could do. All right. Please continue,
The
Dan.
best sucks.
Wow, okay. 2-round lead for EnVy now. Both teams going to be back on the bye. The double orbs continue here for EnVy. No orbs on the Dignitas side as we're used to seeing on Mirage. Actually, that is a question I would like to ask you, Janko, a bit later on. MSL is going to be smoking off the CT side of Connector, the site side of Connector actually. And he can pop flash his teammates in later. Config going to take NVK down. So there's that pop flash I was talking about, but Devil is creeping around and Kenny's in there to boot. Almost gets taken down by Devil in fact, but he will indeed trade for Rubino. 3 versus 3.
Interesting. Config in a great position there. He will take a frag there with his awesome spot from window, but it's going to be Apex once again. So you call shenanigans and pick up the frag. He's got another 1 versus 1, which he's going to win. Apex, great recoil control, as always. And in sneaks MSL. He finds himself a blind spot. Oh no, he gets caught by Happy in the back. That's unfortunate there. Good opportunity for MSL, but doesn't quite pan out in the end. So 12-9, Dignitas with poor money, and EnVy is starting to build their bank.
And started off great for Dignitas. You could see how this is why they're good at Mirage. From that default mid control, they know the positions that the CTs like to play. They nade the player on cat, they flash the player in connector. They just didn't expect 2 CTs to be in connector, and that kill from Devil is probably what it was probably the most important one in the round at that time. And Dignitas again on an eco going towards the B bomb site.
Indeed, they're going for a fast one, but they have flashbangs unlike the eco we saw from EnVy in the first half, and they will indeed get a bomb plant down as well as the entire site. So they've got all their players alive, and they take the first frag onto NVK. Kenyas can't even go for the repeat in this situation. He needs his teammates to come in and clear out the site. Happy with the AWP's going to take down MSL. Kenyas gets taken down by Cajun B. So we're down to 2 versus 2. These 2 Ts don't have any rifles there with these 3 kills that they've got. Happy coming in, and the clock is ticking. Both the CTs have Kevlar. Have the fuse kits. Obviously, they've got Kevlar as well. Oh, Cajun B picked up a Molotov. Can he get the GG Molotov down in time? 5-second defuse, bouncing off the box. Has he got enough HP to hold on? I think, the smoke saves him, but I don't think it was needed. Absolute mayhem there. Colossal damage done by Dignitas and the bomb plant to boot.
And it all stems from a positional mistake from EnVy, as they had Happy with the op from kitchen and MBK with only a pistol all the way up cat. Knowing that Dignitas was probably going to eco, you want to have a pistol there just in case Dignitas decides to go for a B rush or a B execute, and it almost cost him the round in the end. Cost them a couple of players and the bomb plant for Dignitas, so they're still in it. Seems like.
So this round is going to be restarted for some reason. I don't know why, but who cares? We're going to restart it. Nothing's happened yet, so easy something, easy rider.
And we can
Collins.
with some replays to fill the time. Do you like replays, James?
I like replays. It reminds me of when I was, I think it was DreamHack Winter 2013.
That's not a cheese story, isn't it?
It's not a cheese story. When I was
Okay.
producing one of the Street Fighter streams, I did sound, video, and replay operation all at the same time on my own Dan. It was beast. It was beast. That was one gangster production. No humbleness whatsoever.
It was one gangster production indeed.
What are you implying there?
You being racist, Dan?
What is this then?
I'm not being racist, James. You're being racist.
There's a
as always.
4-round lead for
James is the
EnVy
most
at the
racist
moment.
person I know.
Do you think, what was that match we saw of Dignitas on Mirage?
Right.
Where they had like a just insanely dominant
It was the last
performance.
It was the last one we saw of them, but I don't recall who they
I
played.
watched the demos from the Dignitas point of view, from like every point of view on their T side, because I think there were like 2 CT
against
rounds.
Fnatic. It was against Fnatic.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
Fnatic, yeah.
So I learned some things, some bits and bobs from MSL, but now I know what he's doing when he stands behind boxes in mid.
Yeah.
I know what's about to go down.
Yeah, they have really great dynamic rifle players. I say every time Dignitas play their T sides, especially on Mirage, it's usually the map where they're most comfortable to play that style. And I think it's something that, as Janko was talking about, it's pretty easy to just insert Cajun B into that, because he just has to know where to be and when. And it's not so much about having loads of 6 setups with nades, no like super complicated mid rounds. early round decisions. So pretty simple but effective. Pacing from Dignitas is quite effective, and we're going to see Dignitas trying to take middle, but they aren't able to move from top mid just yet. You can see MSL, I think that's the setup for the jungle smoke, or outside of connector. Outside connector, yeah. So this is really nice to set up the take on connector, leave a player there.
Here comes pop flash.
And then go back for the A play, perhaps.
Boom. So they'll take connector for free, which means they can go for an A split, but they can also go for a B split. That smoke stops the vision. Rubino's going for a cheeky walk through, spots the CT as well. That is as cheeky as it comes. 3 kills with only 1 answered for Envy. Happy and NBK wondering what on earth is going on. The bomb though is just escape the connector area. NBK very close, but not going to make it quite. Wow, we have the plant for CT with nobody covering the angle. Happy misses the shot though. That could have been so different. I mean, that was a really brazen plant. I guess they were scared of connector, but there was another smoke in there, so it was kind of safer to do that anyway. NBK versus 2 now. Both these players heavily tagged here on the T side, so it's doable for NBK. But MSL's going to come in from the back, no less, and put a stop to things.
What is that push from Rubino? That was so awesome. That's what he literally walks through the smoke into a guy's face. It's like, hello, I'm going to kill you now. That was it. Brilliant.
That was a spot of madness, but not as mad as that bomb plant. That bomb plant was suicidal.
I think he had a nade out in his hand as well to go downstairs or something like that. Anyway, Dignitas pick up a very much needed round, 13-10. So there's actually an opportunity for them to do this here. We see all the grenades for EnVyUs, but the scouts on NBK. He is quite the scout aficionado, but will he be able to use it to good effect here? Because we have a set piece coming in, but there's 2 players playing close. There's a good anti-set piece setup from the CTs, but they have to hit the shots. There's the first one from Apex and the second one as well. Oh, there's actually the fire from Happy. So everybody coming into play here now for EnVyUs. Rotation in full effect, but Dignitas still need to burst through slope. How have they not pushed through slope?
Problem is, Dignitas can't really run away and reset the situation because the bomb is down. However, there is a smoke. There's actually a set smoke that you can do from the ramp, which gives you certain gaps to look through, and you can throw pop flashes towards the connector area as well. So I don't know if this is just a random smoke or the same one, because it lands in a similar spot.
Look what's going on though. Tensky's going all the way around to beat Apps, and he's making noise and throwing nades to try to pull rotation, and then he's going to try to split onto this site. It's actually so interesting.
The problem is there's going to be no bomb plant, so Envy will say by now, probably by now, the bomb should have gone down, and it hasn't gone down.
And they're playing super passively in CT spawn, just aware that they're not sure where the T's might be, where they might go, so they're allowing them to plant the bomb on A, and they're just going to play for the retake afterwards. But if that's the case, there's no reason for Happy to hunt by himself and walk around the B bomb site, basically. So still, Dignitas has a good after-plant position here.
Well, NBK making a lot of noise, and Config had a nice headshot spot there, but he can't really go for the re-peek. That is a nice chunky nade. They are a man down though, Dignitas. You can see the plant is good for connector, but they've got cover there. So Tensky will have to be very careful indeed. Oh, he's going to get dinked immediately. You know where he is. Config with a 2-man spray down. That will change everything. Almost finding the third. The Glock comes in to finish things off there. Nice hold by Dignitas. Starting to catch up now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play from them, with the 2 players that were left. Very calm, and they immediately made the call with what play to go for. And as Janko pointed out, it's really cool from EnVyUs to see them playing basically like the safest setup, where they can't get tricked, really. They're always going to play sort of a retake setup, but they have a fast rotation.
But that was a problem. I think they played it too passively, in my opinion. I would have MBK with the jumping scout just be behind those pipes we saw on the CT spawn across the ticket box and just spot for information, because they allowed the plant and allowed Dignitas to get into perfect positions basically wherever they want. And then that's a problem for Emmy, even with the numbers.
We've got the French pushing now, and the French have been stopped. The stoppers in the training right now. It's Antico. It's going well for Dignitas at the moment. So we're looking at 13-12, and I do think that we have to favour Dignitas in this situation. If they can keep executing, I mean, they have their defaults with the mid-end connector take is so strong. I think Envy are going to have a lot of difficulty putting a stop to it. I mean, Apex has been playing really, really well over towards the A site, but he's going to have to do even more if Envy are to take this to a third map.
Absolutely. We have Kenny S on mid with an M4 instead of an AWP. Never an ideal situation for the French side. And it's going to be interesting to see if... Oh, actually, we've seen this round before from Dignitas. So we'll get the smoke here onto jungle. The outside of the connector, perhaps. And they'll go for the split into the side. So pretty cool if they actually go for the exact same round. It was pretty successful previously. I think Rumino just walks in.
But they can go for B as well, and you can see the bomb is on short because it blocks off the crossfire from A, and it seems that the B split's possible here, or maybe they'll try and go into ladder room. So they can go to A or B with the setup because they've got a lurker onto both sides.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Same round, but it's like a decision. The decision tree goes down to the B split. That's awesome. That they have so many ways to play this. That's good.
But they can still go to A through CPL as well. There's or even go into C. I mean, they can do whatever they want, basically.
And it's really cool because they take position, then they slow it down. So if there is a reaction from one side, as you say, and let's say they get a pick towards A, then they can definitely go A. Or if they get a pick towards a guy playing information towards B, then there's an opening there. So lots to be done, but it's good that EnVyUs are patient right now. And they are going to go for the A play after all. And we're going to see Kenny S getting an easy frag onto MSL. No, I don't know if there's a flash in there. I don't think there was with MSL, but here we go. We've got Dignitas going in for the assault, and so far it's good. 3 kills, a trio of frags in a row. Happy takes down the bomber, but still hard times, although 2 players very low now for Dignitas.
NBK's only got a scout, but that will severely restrict the places that the bomb can be planted, and 2 players have got less than 15 HP, so this scout is basically an AWP for the most part. We have Tensky, who's going to be the key player here. He's the man with the health, and you can see NBK's just going to jump around, run distraction, while his teammate tries to get some work done. But Happy's on short, and Happy's the one with the kit as well, so things looking difficult here, and it seems that the harassment will come to a close as the players move away. Tensky in a good position to kill NBK, leaving Happy on his lonesome now, and he has no answer for Tensky either, so the score will be tied up.
It's interesting there because I guess they were hoping that NBK would get a frag with the scout and if on the site, and if he doesn't, then they just save, I suppose. Because it kind of felt like they should have wanted to go for it, but obviously they don't know how weak the 3 players are, which is another big deal. So
Problem was they gave up map control yet again, mid control, and they didn't react to it anywhere, didn't even go for a gamble maybe towards one of the bomb sites. And what you guys were talking about, it's an example of you having a default, you get map control, and then most teams just have different exits, so to speak, right? You can go towards the A bomb site, towards the B bomb site, you can fake something as well. That's where you have the game plan coming into play, right? Depending on what you did previously in the half, you can bait out a reaction from your opponents and then go for a play that would counter that exact reaction. Here, they just decided to walk up connector, basically, with a guy in ramp and MSL in window room, and they just hit all of their shots, basically, coming in. And you could see that without mid control, the positions where the CTs can play are limited, obviously, right? So the Ts know that coming into the bomb sites as well, know maybe where to pre-aim. We saw how powerful that can be yesterday with G2 and Shocks getting some crazy entry kills because he was pre-aiming the spots based on clearing different parts of the map beforehand. And EnVyUs are on an eco, and Dignitas might get the lead, I think, for the first time in this game at 14-13.
Well, let's not count our chickens before they've hatched. It is CSGO.
Well, you can count them if you're, willing to make an omelette if they don't hatch.
I'm definitely up for an omelette right now.
Minsk style?
No, please no.
All right then, let's see what Envy can do with what little they have. Most of it saved from the previous round in that scout. Oh no, it wasn't saved, was it? It was taken down, so NBK has invested in the scoots. Dignitas biding their time. They have people slowly creeping into the connector area, but KGB still going to get taken down by Devil. There is an answer though from MSL, but the trades are real, and that might be a problem here. We've got a smoke coming onto the bomb, but do they have one onto connector? Because there's a player on short, and that might be a problem. They're backing off backwards, and NBK is going to get a bit of a tag there.
What's happening?
Down to 6 HP. He's still alive. Dan, maybe you can answer what's happening.
I don't know.
Great. So the bomb's moving up towards top mid now. There's a full rotation coming in from the CTs. They are trying to jump onto short. Happy will fail though and move his way up to top mid. And Kenny is getting all the sound cues he needs, but there's nobody. He's too far away to get close to them without running. and there's no one on the site to punish with that information. But NBK doesn't need to be on the site because he's got the scout. Down goes Pensky. The bomb gets planted, but now it's Rubino alone versus 3. He's been pretty on point with the frag so far, and he'll need to be if he is to take the lead for his team here. An unlikely round for Envy. Janko, your hands are in the air.
What is this, James? Why are they running from connector all the way down underpass and towards the B bomb site when they're basically inside the A bomb site? I have to point out occasion in that round, when you're alone in A apps and your team is going for a wrap towards A with 3 people up connector, the most important thing is that you don't die from someone who is close up, right? You need to play it more passively to make sure that you will be able to trade with the guys playing from the bomb site. But if he dies close up, then the player can get his gun, and it gives another angle for the T's that they have to watch out for. So a tiny misplay there, maybe what caused the Dignitas to go back in the end.
And now it looks like maybe things could be very, very bad here for Dignitas, losing 2 players immediately on the mid take. And I don't know how their economy is shaped up to be right now, but it can't be too amazing. It's still okay. It's still doable here. Even if they lose the round, they'll be able to buy. But EnVyUs creeping onto that 15th round themselves, so overtime could be on the cards here potentially. But EnVyUs with a lot of answer, just straight back into what Dignitas have been throwing at them, and they are just wrecking them right now, one by one, winning these battles. A bit of mid aggression, not allowing Dignitas finally to do what they want to do.
If they lose this map because of such a awful eco situation for Envy being won, then they are going to be very frustrated, because this, at that point, 13-13, you have to feel like they should be winning the map most of the time. But here we are. It's not over just yet. They do have a reasonable buy, a good buy, I'd say.
Cajun on the off.
Indeed, they have opted for the AWP, so they've gone for a complete change in approach. In that sense, at least, there are still many people up top mid here, so I think we're still going to see the similar play. We've got the pop flash coming in, surely from MSL. There it is, but Rubino is not going to go in. They're going to change things just a little bit. Maybe there'll be a second one. No, they're just going to creep in, it seems. There's the next pop flash, and one from Devil as well. Trades coming in. Yeah, I don't know what Devil's pop flash was there, but we're down to a 3 versus 3. I'll get back to that pop flash in a minute if we can. So the bomb is currently in mid around the connector area, but all the nades are gone for the T's, which means they can't smoke off connector or short. Got the crossfire, and they are falling apart, just hazarding a guess at which way to look, and the map will go the way of Envy. It's actually really difficult to get a good pop flash into connector, because there are, if you play close left or close right where Devil was, then you're going to avoid a lot of the flashes there. But I have no idea what Devil was trying to do with his own flash. I'm surprised